Hello everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. My name is Bridget. I am the social media guru here at Realty Executives New Jersey, and today we're going to be talking about hashtags on Instagram. Do they still work? Should you be using them? We're going to jump into that and more in today's webinar. So if you have any questions as we go about today's webinar, please do put them into the chat box on the side of the screen there. Happy to answer any questions you may have. And if you happen to be watching this and you do not have a business Instagram account, let me know. We can work together, help you get set up with a business Instagram account. But let's talk about hashtags on Instagram. So they are. Hashtags do still work on Instagram. It's one of the most effective ways to get more eyes and more engagement and more reach and more likes on your Instagram posts. But how do you find the best hashtags for your account? Which hashtags are the most popular? And should they go into your caption? Should you putting them into the comments? Well, all these questions, I'm going to get to those and more in what I like to know is my, refer to here as my ultimate guide for hashtags on Instagram. So now, Instagram hashtags are a fundamental way to build, to label, to categorize your content. They help Instagram serve your posts to relevant users. Now, in their most simple function, hashtags you use fuel the search results on Instagram, but it doesn't end there. Hashtags are also used as a reference for the Instagram algorithm, so it can categorize your content and suggest it to users it thinks will have a high interest. So they've always been a lot of debate about hashtags on Instagram, especially following, hashtag recommendations on, do you use all 30 that they recommend? Do you use one or two? Do you use an average of 11? I mean, there's so many numbers out there. But as Instagram slowly pivots towards semantic keyword search, it opens up a new world of possibilities in content discoverability, indicating that the words in your captions or the topics in your video will become searchable as well at some point, which is very interesting. So despite these major advancements, hashtags, they do still work on Instagram, and paired with a strong content strategy, they can help you yield impressive results with your Instagram account. So we're going to start. I've got a little video here from later.com. So yeah, there's some promotion to use their product in this video here, but they still have a really great information on how to use Instagram hashtags to grow your account. So let's check out this video.
Think hashtags are a thing of the past? Well, think again. Hashtags are still one of the best ways to boost engagement and reach on Instagram, and you don't have to spend a dime to do it.
Hi, I'm Ewan from Later, and today I'm going to share how you can create a hashtag strategy that grows your followers, boosts your engagement rate, and builds a stellar community for your account. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can always stay on top of the latest social media tips and trends. Okay, so you might be wondering, are hashtags really that important? After all, it's not 2010 anymore. But in many ways, hashtags are just as important as ever. When you add a hashtag to an Instagram post, that post will be visible on the corresponding hashtag search results page, which is a huge opportunity to tap into relevant audiences. Hashtags can also help the Instagram algorithm accurately categorize your posts, like adding a label to a filing system. This all helps to ensure your posts are surfaced in the relevant Instagram Explore pages, which is another mega hack for growth on Instagram. So, with this in mind, it's worth putting some time and effort into your hashtag strategy. But before we jump into our top tips, here are a few things to keep in mind. Number 1, your account has to be public in order for your post to surface under hashtag search results. Number 2, you can only add hashtags to your own posts, whether that's in the caption or the comments. And number 3, you can use up to 30 hashtags in an Instagram feed post and 10 in an Instagram story. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the strategies. While it may be tempting to use the most popular hashtags with millions of posts, it's better to find and use hashtags that are smaller, more niche, and have an engaged audience that's relevant to your own industry. So, how can you find these super niche community-driven hashtags? I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. You don't have to do much. The best way is to look and see what Instagram hashtags your audience, competitors, and industry leaders are already using. Obviously, you shouldn't just copy and paste their hashtags, but you can use them to understand what is resonating with your target audience. The more you investigate, the more fruitful your list of hashtags will become. Another great way to find hashtag inspiration is by using Later's hashtag suggestions feature. Hashtag suggestions work by automatically finding relevant hashtags for your posts based on other hashtags that you use. Just give us a hashtag that you've had success with, and we'll show you 30 related hashtags you can experiment with. You can then pick and choose which of these hashtags to add to your posts. All you have to do is click Insert Hashtags, and they'll be added to the end of your caption. Now, let's talk about optimization. We're all about working smarter, not harder. And the best way to do this is by analyzing your hashtags over time and monitoring which ones are delivering the most value for your account. By analyzing your hashtags over time, you'll discover which ones are working and which ones aren't, so you can curate your hashtags for the best possible results. And if you want a more detailed breakdown of which hashtags are driving the most engagement, check out Later's hashtag analytics. You can learn more about this feature by clicking the link in this video description. Our next tip is to make sure you're optimizing your hashtags so they show up in the top results page for hashtag search. If you've ever searched for a hashtag on Instagram, you've probably noticed top posts are shown first in the results page, making them a great way to get discovered by new users. The key to getting on the top post page is high post engagement. So, to ensure your posts get as much engagement as possible, you'll need to post where your followers are most active on Instagram. If you're not sure when your followers are most active, check out Later's Best Time to Post feature. It automatically calculates when your audience are most engaged based on your historical Instagram activity. It's also important to note that the top posts generally take their position within the first 24 hours of posting, so you need to get those likes and comments to roll in quickly after posting. So don't just post and ghost, reply to those comments. Okay, so our final hashtag optimization tip might be quick, but it's super effective. Encourage your followers to stay up to date with your content by promoting your own branded hashtag. Make sure to add it to your Instagram bio, use it frequently in your posts, and be sure to engage with others when they use the hashtag. Before we wrap up this video, I want to answer some of the questions we get asked all the time about hashtags at Later. And believe me, we get a lot. The first question is, when should I use Instagram hashtags? Well, the simple answer is as much as possible. Whenever you share content to Instagram, whether it's a post or a story, you need to be adding a variety of relevant hashtags to maximize your reach. The next question is, how many hashtags should I use? This answer isn't quite so black and white. Many experts recommend using the maximum allowed. However, some recommend using, 5 to 10 well-targeted hashtags. Keep in mind that success on Instagram comes from not being afraid to experiment. So apply the same thinking to your hashtag strategy. Experiment with the numbers you use in your posts until you find your own sweet spot.
Should I share hashtags in my captions or comments?
Instagram has confirmed it makes no difference whether you add your hashtags to the caption or the comments section in your post. So it's up to you if you'd like to include the hashtags in a caption or add them to a comment instead. It won't affect how they rank. I repeat, it won't affect how they rank. If you want to have a cleaner looking caption, we recommend adding line breaks before your hashtags or tucking them away in the comments. Tucking them right down in the comments. And one last bonus Later hack. You can schedule a comment containing all your hashtags to go live at the same time as your Instagram post. So there you have it. You're now up to date with the latest hashtag hacks and best practices so you can create a killer hashtag strategy that reaches new audiences. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. And if you want more Instagram tips, check out the video description below. I've linked.
Okay, so yeah, they do have some shameless self-promotion there to use their tool, but I wanted you to understand, coming from the professionals out there that have these tools that you could certainly use if you so choose, more about what you can do with those hashtags. So I've got here for you the top 50 most popular hashtags thus far. And as they were saying in the video, not necessarily to be using the most popular ones because of engagement and reach, but to have ones that you can also create and invent on your own. But putting these together as well, because you don't know what your audience is searching. You don't know what your targets are searching for until they actually find your post and get in with that, with your post, with the like and reach and engagement. So yes, using popular ones are good, and also using ones that you can create for yourself or your brand are also good as well. And as you're also saying about where you put them, either in your caption or in the comments, how many you use, they gave their number advice on it as well. Listen, on my business Instagram account, I use 30. Why? Because it's as many as I can possibly cram in there, and I'm going to hope that somewhere along the way someone's using that hashtag and they're going to see what I want. Am I also going through regularly and looking at the analytics based upon what I'm using off of those 30 hashtags? Darn skippy, I'm doing that. So yeah, looking at what others use, my competition uses, and not necessarily copy and pasting, but just keeping a running track of using ones that I see often from those competitors. And I actually make a spreadsheet and I plug them into a Word document, and I just plug them in and I just copy and paste as it's relevant to the post that I have. Perhaps I've got a group for New Year's, but maybe that's not what I'm going to need to use for 4th of July. So I keep them grouped together, and I keep general ones grouped together for general type of posts as well. So having that running list of what you've got is really going to help you keep it organized as well. So as I've been saying, and as you heard from later, and we're going to hear from another video later on too, I've got one more to show you, that Instagram does allow up to 30 hashtags per post. Now, based upon the new focus of what Instagram is going to go towards on keywords and SEO, it kind of makes sense to be using more or less depending upon where you're going with your post, what the content is of your post. So Instagram has more suggested content feeds, like the Instagram Reels tab, for example. But in order to provide suggested content that truly is a good match for you, Instagram needs to be able to accurately categorize it. So the theory here is that fewer hashtags equal more reliable self-categorization. Use that information as you will. But as you can see here from the chart that I've got on the screen, using more hashtags equals better results. Hence, like I said, I do use the 30 in my own personal business account as well. So reach rate therefore increases, as you see the line going up there, by 11% from the 24 to 35, as the number of hashtags grows from 1 to 30. So to put that in perspective, an account that's got like 20,000 followers-ish, that's an additional 2.2 thousand accounts that reach per post, right? So the takeaway here is, for now, using more hashtags is still the best strategy for increasing your reach and engagement on Instagram feed posts. However, as Instagram introduces more suggested content feeds, focusing on fewer and hyper-relevant hashtags could be a tactic worth testing in your strategy going forward. I'm definitely going to try that out for myself. So before selecting hashtags for your post, it's a good idea to consider the different types of hashtags you can include. Hence what you see here on my screen. So this will help make sure that you're covering all the bases with your hashtag strategy. So you've got these 5 main types to consider. Location-based hashtags. Where are you? Maybe where is your listing? Maybe where is your open house? Branded hashtags for campaigns or events. Or even your brand itself there too. Industry hashtags that describe your niche. What have you got going on? What do you want to put there about realtor or real estate? Community focused hashtags to bring your community together. What kind of community are you in? Is there a specific part of the town that your listing or your open house happens to be in? And descriptive hashtags, which describe the content of your actual post. What is it, an open house? Hashtag open house. What have you got that's in your post itself there? There's really no secret formula for how many of each of these kinds of hashtags you should include, but keeping the different categories in mind can provide valuable inspiration and help guide your strategy along as you go through it. So as you saw from my chart there before, that adding, the more hashtags as you go through it to your Instagram post is the best way to increase your reach and engagement rates. But how do you find that these relevant hashtags that are relevant for you? So I've got 3 tactics here to help you find the best hashtags for your content strategy on Instagram. Let's go through them. So number one here is to use a suggestion tool of some kind. And I've got a couple examples here up on the screen. A suggestion tool is just an easy way to find hashtags based on the content of your post, similar hashtags in your industry, even putting those suggestions then into the search bar on Instagram itself and seeing where are your competitors using these? Are they using them? Are they not using them? So any of these kinds of tools, they're really simple to use. You type in a hashtag to the tool search bar and it's going to generate new hashtags, sort of by relevance of some kind. So hashtag suggestion tools are fantastic and I highly recommend using them. I use them myself. So tactic number two is to conduct research on the Instagram Explore page. Now, the Explore page is a great resource for inspiration for your Instagram hashtag strategy. So for the best results, you want to search for keywords that are relevant to your brand and content and check out the top results that you get. These posts are clearly performing better with the Instagram algorithm. So take note of the different hashtags being used and whether they could work for your content, or not. And tactic number three, Kristen, I see your question. We'll get to you. I just want to go over number three real quick before I get to it. When it comes to finding the best hashtags, post volume is also really important. So if a hashtag has already been used on millions of posts, the chances are your post may get drowned out. On the other hand, if a hashtag only has a few hundred posts, it's likely that no one is searching for it. Okay, so do you use one that's really popular or do you use one that's no one's looking for? So I feel like when I'm using these kinds of hashtags, I like to use ones that are kind of in the middle somewhere. They're really not crazy popular ones, but not the ones that have like nothing. So I try to, aim in the middle, that hashtags that have kind of a 10 to 200,000 post usage. Which you'll see, as you can see on my screen here, you see how many people are using it right below the hashtag itself. You'll see it in gray there. So that's a really great way to vet your hashtags. It can also provide valuable inspiration for others. You can see that when you're going through it. You might even discover a more niche hashtag that starts with the same kind of keywords, but might have a healthier volume of posts as it is there. So Kristen says, I've gone back and added hashtags to posts at some points. Do you know if that refreshes the post at all? Well, it's not about refreshing the post. It's a matter of if you went back and added those particular hashtags in at a point where, because posts are really only valuable for about 24 hours. So was it right in the beginning of that 24-hour set, or did you wait a little while, or was it towards the end? So it's not about refreshing. It's about who's searching for it in itself. So I hope that helps to answer your question. So using hashtags in the caption or the comment section. Now, as you heard from the one video that I played you there, doesn't matter. I put them in the caption. I just use some spaces in between or put some emojis in between so it goes down a little bit further, and I put the hashtags there, unless my caption itself actually is relevant for whatever that particular hashtag is. So I'm typing in a caption that's come see my hashtag open house. So I could use it that way, or I could, come and see my open house, and then further down in the caption itself, I could use the hashtag for open house, or I could use it in the comment section as well. So it's up to you wherever you want to put it. It is worth considering timeliness now. Timeliness. If you're manually posting hashtags in the comment section, you want to do this as soon as your post is published, because it's a good way to keep your caption aesthetic clean. And it's still going to benefit from all of the added exposure benefits of a good hashtag strategy. And speaking of, I do believe, yes, another video here that I want to show you about getting seen using hashtags. And this comes from Hootsuite, and like the other one, yeah, they've got shameless self-promotion to use their product, but it's about the information that's contained within that I really want to share with you. So let's check it out.
Hashtag YOLO, hashtag blessed, hashtag outfit of the day. Always a lab coat. Oh, hello. Should I be using hashtags more strategically? Yes. Hi, I'm Peter from Hootsuite Social Media Team, and this is Hootsuite Labs, where we teach you the science of social media marketing, how it works, and how to be successful. Today we're here to answer your most pressing questions about Instagram hashtags. If you're here for tactical advice, skip ahead in the timestamps below. If you want to refresh on the fundamentals, keep watching. Why do I need to use hashtags on Instagram? You're a brand actively looking to get more impressions, likes, followers, conversions. Hashtags are a free way to expand your reach to a wider audience. And that's why you should use them, or at least experiment with them. Okay, second question. How do hashtags work? So you know what a hashtag looks like, and you know that when you tap them, they lead you to hashtag pages where you can see every post with that hashtag ranked by the algorithm. From Instagram's perspective, hashtags are a tool that do two things. First, they categorize your post by topic, which helps with the second function. Hashtags also show people content they might like. In other words, hashtags help the algorithm help users. So when it comes to growing your account, the best case scenario is as follows. Post a really great piece of content using a hashtag that's really relevant to your audience and to your content and all that good stuff. And then your post gets tons of engagement from your followers. So Instagram shows it to new people at the top of the hashtag page or in their feeds if they follow that hashtag. And then you get more impressions, likes, comments, and followers. It's a good thing. And you can tell that this is happening if you see a jump in impressions coming from people who aren't your followers. If you have a business or creator account and check your post insights, which will tell you how many views are coming from that particular hashtag. Sometimes hashtags can help you hit the explore page, and we've got a video all about that right over here. You can check that out. Third question. How many hashtags should I use on my post? So Instagram allows you to include up to 30 hashtags on a feed post or 10 on a story. According to statistics, the most common number of hashtags to use on Instagram is between 1 and 3. So, how many hashtags should you use to optimize for reach? Well, we've seen a bunch of magic numbers floating around out there, 13, 8. The most credible number, if we had to choose one, in our opinion, is 11. But there's definitely no one-size-fits-all answer. It really depends on what you're doing. In our experience with Hootsuite's Instagram account, adding another relevant, active hashtag isn't gonna hurt. The question is, can you find 30 hashtags that are valuable and relevant to your audience? And that leads us to the next question. How do I find good hashtags to use? Good as in the right hashtags. Okay, this is where we talk about strategy. And there are a dozen of arbitrary, mathy sounding hashtag strategies out there with catchy names, but for Instagram pros, it's all about research. The first step is quantitative research, checking out a hashtag's popularity and relevance according to the numbers. Whenever you type in a hashtag, Instagram will show you how many times it's been used. It will also auto-populate related hashtags, but this data is only so useful. It doesn't say whether the hashtag is popular today or this year or like years ago, and it only ever suggests hashtags that start with the same word or letters you type in. So the next step, to level up your hashtag game with qualitative research. Use social listening to zero in on the hashtag your dream customer is searching for. Look at which hashtags your competitors and customers are using and monitor those hashtag pages to see what the posts are like. The best way to do this kind of iterative, ongoing research is setting up Instagram hashtag streams in a tool like Hootsuite so you have multiple searches with real-time results at your fingertips whenever you need it. As you research what works for your audience, you might end up using hashtags from a bunch of different categories. Location-related hashtags, product-related hashtag, or hey, even special event or seasonal hashtags. Who doesn't love a Christmas hashtag? And you'll probably find that broad, ultra-popular hashtags can pull traffic, but they might not pull engaged followers the way a niche hashtag can. Branded hashtag can help inspire your audience, but a hashtag that is too specific won't move the needle. A quick question. How do I hide my hashtags? Okay, so if you don't want your hashtags dominating your captions, there are two easy places to tuck them aside. First, you just add some line breaks after your caption. After 3 lines, your hashtags will drop neatly below the fold so no one scrolling past will see them. Or you can place your hashtags in the comments where they're less likely to get in the way. What happens if I use a ban hashtag? According to Instagram, certain hashtags aren't searchable because they're consistently associated with posts that don't follow community guidelines, usually because people have abused them with spams and scams, but also sometimes because they're just not healthy for people. They're a little naughty. If you use one of the forbidden hashtags, it's going to cause you some problems. First, it won't show your post to any interested users, and it's also likely that Instagram won't show the post to anyone at all. If you want to hear what we know about the so-called shadow banning, let us know in the comments below, and we might explore that topic in next video. All right, that's all we've got on hashtag strategy for today. If you watched this far, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, the notification bell so you know when the next video is live, and tell us what you...
Okay, well, they've got their shameless self-promotion at the end there. Yes, I'm holding my phone because I actually want to show you something of my own business account, but I've got one more thing before I get to that. So, that video there from Hootsuite also does say some of the same things that you heard from later. Two very reputable companies. They've got very reputable tools. Just want to drive the point home there about how some of these particular things are important and how they are really viewed across social media industry as a whole. So now, one last thing here before I want to show you something. How to build an effective Instagram hashtag strategy with the analytics. Now, finding 30 fresh hashtags for every post you share is time consuming. It is. So hence why I was saying make that running list, get yourself a document so you can copy and paste things into your post itself, which is, I think, the best way to make your strategy work more time efficient, time effective. Words are not happening at the moment. But building from a solid foundation, once you've found the hashtags that you want to use, it's important to start testing them, digging into your analytics, seeing what happens. And let me tell you, I'm little old me, and I don't have a crazy following on Instagram. I'm trying more to share content since I'm a Zumba instructor, trying more to share my content to make the members aware of what's going on, if there's schedule changes, if there's a class time change. That's more of what I'm trying to do rather than just targeting my followers as a whole. And sometimes the gym doesn't always post things, so I want to make sure my members understand what's going on. I want to make sure that they come to class and they, they're enjoying a good workout. Anyway, aside from that, so yeah, I have my post here, and what I do, if I hit my more down at the bottom there, I have my hashtags that I put at the bottom of my post, and I separate them with a little emoji in betwixt there. But let me tell you, I only had about, 167 views, but this particular post reached 481 people. Reached 481 people. That doesn't mean 480 people liked it. That doesn't mean that they took an action, but it does give me my interactions. When you click on or tap on the view insights, you do get all this wonderful information from business account. So the impressions from the 481 accounts reached, which impressions are higher. Yes, that could be because it could be that someone didn't actually scroll through it in their feed. It could be that they came up when on a grid when they searched a hashtag, which 401 people found my post from a hashtag. General blanket statement. 401 people found my post from a hashtag. I used 30 hashtags. That's what I got. 481 people to see my post from using 30 hashtags. Now, yes, did it take me some time to curate those 30 hashtags and be using them on a regular basis to get that? Timing as well. And I didn't just pick a random time of the day. I went to my analytics, I went to my insights, and I saw, when are my followers online? Okay, well, I'm going to get my followers if it's at this hour. But what if I adjust that just a little bit and see if I can get some more people involved? And look at that. Took a chance, and man, it worked out well for me that particular day. So that is all that I have for you for today on Instagram hashtags, and they do work. I showed you some proof, so they do work. So do use them. You have to try. You have to be patient, and you have to try. Goodness, how long have I had this account, my Instagram account, my business one? 2-3 years. I mean, it's been that long, and it's the first time that I actually got that much of engagement off of a post. Have I had some good engagement? Yeah, good engagement, yes, but this was just through the roof. So if you have any questions, that is my email, that is my phone number. Please don't hesitate to contact me. I am happy to help. And if you're curious about setting up a business account, if you've got that personal account, you want to make a business account, let's talk about it. Let's get it set up for you. They are free. Just takes your time to put it together. So hashtags are a powerful way to reach new audiences and grow your account. It does take time to see efforts, to see results, but I do urge you to try it. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you learned a little bit more about how hashtags do still work on Instagram. Thanks so much for joining. Until next time.